Rock 100.5 KATT. I am Cameron Buchholtz here with Scott Bartlett of Saving Abel. What's going on, man?
Yo, just left the studio and back at the house packing to go head out on a short little tour.
Yeah, man, you guys are going to be here in Oklahoma in Chickasha on Friday night at Legends Event Park, and should be an awesome Friday night, big rock show. But it seems like a lot is going on in the Saving Abel camp right now.
You know, you might say that. As you can imagine, my phone's been going crazy this morning.
Yeah.
I wondered about that when I saw this interview because I knew that we were going public with the news today.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured this might be the topic of conversation. So
how could it not be, really?
Right. Well, what's interesting about it is that I've been doing a lot of interviews for the band over the last 17 years, and I feel like I've run out of things to say. But now we actually have something new to say. So I'm going to tell you to ask me anything you want, and I'm open.
Gotcha. Well, first off, we can kind of let people know exactly what's happening if they haven't heard. So this past weekend, your singer of like the last 8 or 9 years, Scotty Austin, announced that he was leaving the band, but it would be remaining on for the rest of this summer tour. And then today, you guys announced that your original lead singer, Jared Weeks, is rejoining the band after this tour. So I think that's kind of sums it up, right? Yeah.
So Scotty's going to finish out the dates that we have in July.
Mm-hmm. So he'll be. If you want to see Scotty Austin in Saving Abel in Oklahoma this Friday at Legends in Chickasha, is probably your last chance.
Yes. He's going to be heading on to do his solo thing, and we're going to go do rehearsals with Jared. And our new drummer, Dave, which will start in August 1st or so. And we'll hit the ground running mid-August. And hopefully the magic is still there. I can't imagine it's not.
Well, now, how did this kind of all unfold? Like what kind of came first? Was Scotty decided he wanted to leave and then you guys reached out to Jared, or was Jared coming back already a thing, or how did it kind of unfold?
It was sort of like both. I mean, I know that Jason and Jared started writing again a while back, and they asked me to go in and maybe cut some guitars. And I still have yet to do that because I've been really busy. We've all been so busy. The pandemic made everybody on the artist side have to be busy with various side projects.
Sure.
But basically, Jared wrote a lot of great songs with his solo thing, and he approached us about coming back, and we had wanted to approach him anyway. And Scotty had been talking about doing his own thing anyway, so it just sort of manifested in a really organic way. No bad blood, nothing.
Yeah. And so you said you haven't even set the card. So have you been back with Jared at all, or is that kind of all like gone on with other members of the bands?
Well, so we've all just been talking. Jared and Jason have started putting down some stuff in the studio. I've heard some of it, but haven't had time to cut anything on it yet. Mm-hmm. And again, we've been busy with touring also, so it's just hard to find the time. So we just decided to say, screw it, let's just do it.
Yeah, and I mean, is there a worry in your back of your head that, I mean, because obviously Jared left for a reason back in 2012 or whatever. Like, do you think those sort of things might crop back up, or anytime you're reuniting original members, it's always like, well, what
I'm just not too worried about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we're all a bit older. There was no bad blood when he left. He just wanted to work on solo stuff. So he did, and we went on without him, and now we want to try going back again with him.
Gotcha. And I saw also there's an EP that's being released Friday that seems to be with Jared. So kind of explain that.
That's Jared and Jason's original project, which was an acoustic duet. Funny story about that. I like to pace when I do these, by the way.
Do whatever, man.
I actually ran sound for Jared and Jason once when they came through Memphis as an acoustic duet. I had no idea who they were. I thought it was a really cool outfit. And then a year later, they were in the studio. I got a phone call as a studio guy. We need somebody to come in and lay some guitar fireworks is the term that I was given. Okay. Lay some guitar solos. We need some Southern rock guitar fireworks on this record. And I went and did it. I went back to get paid the next day. And I saw those two guys, and we were like, we know each other somehow. They were like, oh, you ran our sound a year ago. Hey, you want to be in our band? And I was like, actually, no, because I was kind of done with the music business at that point. I was like, I've had my heart broken by the business too many times. but I gave it a shot, and look where we are now. That was 17 years ago. But that music that they were working on that was acoustic was never released.
Okay.
So they recut it, and they want to release it now after about, 20 years. So that's what that is.
But it is being released under the Saving Abel moniker.
It may as well be.
Yeah.
We all use the platform for various reasons, which is fair. We've earned the right to.
Sure. But does that make you feel weird though, that it's like, oh, well, I'm in Saving Abel, I'm not on that record?
Nah, I support the guys.
Yeah. But now you guys are going to be releasing like a greatest hits sort of essentials thing with a couple unreleased tracks later in the year, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of music from over the years that was not released. And then we have some hits. So we figure we'll put it out to remind people we're still here.
Yeah.
And that we have new stuff coming in the interim. So this is just to give people a little taste before we give them something new.
And that will be spanning over both the Jared era and the Scotty era?
No, we didn't really record that much with Scotty. We recorded one record called Bloodstained Revolution. I love that record. But we didn't have a label to help push it. So we sort of gave up on that one, which is frustrating to me because a lot more people should have heard it. But yeah, times changed, and the name Saving Abel is always going to be synonymous with Southern rock and radio hits. And I think we're ready to try to get that back. Rather than just tour relentlessly, we're going to try to put out some new music for y'all.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you guys talked about rehearsing and stuff, but is there any concrete plans to be back in the studio, Jared? I don't realize this is all coming together probably pretty quickly, so maybe not.
Is there any what? Forgive me, I didn't hear you.
Like concrete plans to be back in the studio? I mean, I know that's why I said all this is coming together real quickly, so you probably don't have dates or locations or anything like that, right?
Well, we're just trying to balance the time because we have dates on the books through November that are tour dates.
Yeah.
So we have to honor those. And then we have to try to not lose our wives and kids in the process. So we have to go home at some point. And on top of that, we do want to get more music out. And we've been talking with our producer, Skid Mills, and we've roped off some time, just sort of sporadic here and there. And the rehearsals are etched in stone. It's like the first week of August. So it's gradually coming together. But, Saving Abel doesn't really do scheduling very well. So we'll just have to see how it unfolds.
And now, how do you see it coming together? Like, are you guys planning on all being in the same room in a studio for, a week or two? Or, because I imagine you live in different places around the country and stuff at this point. What's the kind of plan for that? Because I know you very easily could probably just record it each on your own and send each other the tracks and that could be it.
We could. That's not typically how the magic happens for Abel. I'm definitely excited to get in the room with Jason and Jared again. Most notably Jared, because I've been in the room with Jason writing. He and I are on the bus all the time, passing back guitar licks back and forth and, seeing if we can make each other's stuff that much better. But to hear Jared singing again is definitely a breath of fresh air for me, and I'm looking forward to that. So I plan on being in the room with them as often as possible.
Gotcha. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate the time and super stoked for the show on Friday nights and everything the band has going forward. Everybody definitely go out to Chickasha Legends Event Park again this Friday, Saving Abel. And I guess it'll be your last chance to see the bands with Scotty Austin.
Rock and roll, man. We're looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you, man.